What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got some unfortunate news in the sport of boxing. The WBC lightweight title clash featuring its champion Shakur Stevenson versus top 15 contender Floyd Schofield, aka Kid Austin, from my neck of the woods out of Austin, Texas. That fight has been canceled. Shakur Stevenson will instead face number 12 contender in the WBC. He's a top 15 fighter just like Floyd Schofield, but he don't have the fanfare behind him. He don't have the buzz. He don't have the mouthpiece of Floyd Schofield's father, Floyd Schofield Sr., pumping him up. You know, he don't have the name recognition of a Floyd Schofield, but he does have the accolades of a Floyd Schofield as he's ranked in the top 15 as well. He'll be taking on Shakur Stevenson instead. So that's a very, very unfortunate situation that transpired. But the good thing about that is Shakur Stevenson can get back in the ring and swing, knock off some rust, and get back into the scope of things. And hopefully after this fight, this will lead to bigger and better things for Shakur Stevenson. And I do believe that all these accusations coming from Team Schofield saying they were poisoned, and they had a whole lot of other stuff that they were saying in the lead up to this fight. I don't think that's what happened. I just think that Schofield had weight issues. The BBOC have a different rule set than American Boxing Commissions. They have what you call a Wednesday weight check-in day, and I don't think Schofield was going to be able to meet that. I don't think he was going to be able to come in on weight Wednesday, and I think they were probably going to do the weigh-in actually the day before. So they basically had two weigh-ins before the scheduled fight Saturday night. With all that being said, the fight has fallen by the wayside. It's not happening. Now let's talk about fights that are actually happening on the February 22nd, the loaded card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We have the IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois taking on Joseph Parker, the nicest guy in boxing, but he's a very skilled guy. He has a great team behind him, one of the best trainers in boxing, Andy Lee, and they will come up with a great game plan. And if Daniel Dubois is not on the top of his game, he could lose his IBF heavyweight title. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I do believe that Daniel Dubois, being the fresher fighter, the younger fighter, the more aggressive fighter, will set a pace that ultimately will wear down Joseph Parker. And I think he gets a late stoppage. But I do think if he ain't on top of his game now, after the AJ win, I've heard he's been out basically going to a lot of different vacation spots. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you got to stay in the gym, man. Marvin Hagler had a great saying back in the day saying it's hard to go out and run those miles getting out of satin sheets, you know, living a good life. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to get and run the miles. It's kind of hard to get in that gym and work as hard as you work to get up to that point. So hopefully Daniel Dubois is doing what he did in the lead up to the AJ fight. He's doing some of the same things in this fight with Joseph Parker. Because if that's not the case, then he very well could lose to Joseph Parker, who is a top 5 heavyweight. Who's a guy that's coming out 2 impressive wins over Deontay Wilder and Zilliad Zhang. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Interesting developments in the sport of boxing. I think that Joseph Parker is a very, very tricky fighter, very crafty fighter. He's going to change levels on him. He's going to throw a lot of different looks at Daniel Dubois, hoping to confuse Daniel Dubois. Because Daniel Dubois, when he fought Anthony Joshua, you know, he didn't have to look for too many different situations as far as Anthony Joshua's fighting style. Anthony Joshua's going to be trying to come forward behind the jab, land the right hand, set up the uppercut. You know, occasionally fight off the back foot and do the 1-2 off the back foot. But he wasn't going to be doing too many different as far as head movement. You know, AJ straight up and down, no special effects, don't have a lot of head movement. He's coming forward. You know, sometimes AJ don't use his height well. AJ makes a lot of mistakes, but he gets away with it because he has power. You know, and in the heavyweight division, man, one shot can change everything. You can do a whole lot of things wrong and land that one shot, and that'll make everything right. But as far as versatility, Joseph Parker is going to present a whole different puzzle than AJ did for Daniel Dubois. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But if Joseph Parker is unable to get the respect of Daniel Dubois, he could be in trouble. Now, AJ got the respect, but it was a little bit too late. AJ came into that fight, fought the wrong game plan, immediately let Daniel Dubois take control of the ring, fighting off the back foot. And then when he started getting a little more aggressive, he hurt Daniel Dubois. But it was a little bit a case of a little bit too little too late, because it was, at that point, Daniel Dubois was like a snowball going downhill. He had built up that momentum, and he was had warmed up. And, you could have caught him with that shot in maybe the first, second round when he ain't warmed up, maybe knock him out. But now that he got rounds under his belt, he was able to take that shot. He was hurt, but he was able to recover, and then he hit you with a shot to get you up out of there. I think Joseph Parker's not going to do that. I think he's going to come out aggressive. He's going to try to jump out to an early lead over Daniel Dubois. Maybe in the first 6 rounds, be up 4-2, 5-1, and make Daniel Dubois have to come to him, and then that's when he's going to start trying to pick him off, man. He's a very, very crafty fighter, man. And again, he has one of the best teams behind him, and they're going to come up with a great game plan. And Joseph Parker is one of those fighters that follow the game plan to a T. He ain't going to stray off that game plan. Certain fighters, they team get them a game plan, and the game plan be going good until they get hit, and they abandon their game plan, and they be ready to go blow for blow. Joseph Parker not going to get caught up in that, man. He's going to follow that game plan to a T. It's going to be a great, great matchup, man. A lot of people picking Joseph Parker to win the fight. I'm going to go with Daniel Dubois, man. I just think he's a little bit too in the moment. I think he's got the momentum behind him. I think he's going to finally fighting up to his capabilities that when he first came on to the heavyweight scene, a lot of people thought he was going to be this type of fighter before he took losses to Joe Joyce, got stopped in that fight, and then got stopped by the undisputed heavyweight champion at this time, Alexander Usyk. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But listen, that's a great, great matchup, man. That's why I so hated that Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield fight fell off, because that fight and this fight I'm breaking down right here in this video, and obviously the Better Be Bivol 2 rematch, those are the 3 fights on this loaded 6-fight undercard that I was most looking forward to watching. But the card is still strong. Shakur Stevenson's got a replacement opponent, and a real good replacement opponent at that, especially last minute, 3 days out before the fight, he was able to get a replacement opponent. He was scheduled to be the second to the last fight on the card. It remains to be seen if he's going to be able to hold on to that slot. If I'm Turkey Alashiki, I probably would try to put him on a little earlier, maybe right after the Callum Smith Buwasi fight. Maybe put him on the second fight after that fight, the second fight of the night. But maybe they leave him in the slot that he's in, saying that he's not to blame for that. Just because Schofield pulled out, we're not going to punish him and put him on the early portion of the card. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on Instagram at JB Sports 3303. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe Josh 77071. Follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 8000. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holler.